Hey, what's up, everyone? How you doing? Ben Kissel here with Henry Zabrowski.
Yeah, it's me, man.
Yeah, bro. Henry Zabrowski is smoking some of that sweet Last Podcast on the Left, babe. So go out there and purchase yourself some. I hope you enjoy it. We have sativa, we have indica, and we have a hybrid. And I have to tell you, from my personal experience, they are wonderful.
Super tasty, live resin. You really get that delicious weedy taste, which is what I like. And 3 different experiences. You go to your local vape store and get it.
Absolutely. Thank you all so much for supporting the show. We absolutely love you. Can't wait to see you on the road and get that vape, put it in your brain, and have a good time.
And if you want us at your favorite weed store, give them a call and ask for them by name.
Absolutely.
Last Podcast on the Left, it's weed.
Hail yourselves, everyone.
Hail Satan.
A roast as dark as the night, perfect for fueling the cryptid research and mad ravings required for your podcasting. Don't mind the red eyes, he's just trying to warn you of the bridge.
The bridge.
Finally, from the caffeine-addled brains of Spring Hill Jack Coffee and Last Podcast on the Left, we bring you Mothman's Red Eye Blend. Yes, delicious Panama beans. Go to lastpodcastmerch.com to order yours today.
There's no place to escape to.
This is the Last Podcast
On the left. That's when the cannibalism started.
What was that?
We've covered so many horrific things in
Like
these last 2 weeks.
Like what?
I know. I mean, honestly, what a light trip through Canada this has been. But I will say, this episode might feature some of the worst stuff we'll cover. And what I'm talking about is the rapping. I'm talking about how much rapping has entered our world through Paul Bernardo's horrible, tinged worldview.
Wow. Well, I'll tell you this. I'm Ben Kissel, and I'm here to say, welcome to the Last Podcast on the Left, everyone. I am Ben.
Does it rhyme? It doesn't fucking rhyme!
And Marcus. No, that's just an intro. I'm Ben Kissel, and I'm here to say, I love cheese in a horny way.
Yeah.
There we go.
Rip. You are as good as rap as that serial rapist Paul Bernardo.
Yeah.
Well, a compliment I did not expect to have today. Okay, everyone, we are on to part 3. And as Henry said, trigger warning, be warned, gold star, this episode. I mean, these guys are about as bad as it frickin' gets. Karla, Homolka, and Paul Bernardo.
This more gets a gold star for cringe to them.
Yeah.
Now, when we last left Paul Bernardo and Karla Homolka, the police were very slowly starting to close in on Paul as a suspect for the crimes he committed as the Scarborough rapist. But as far as Karla and Paul's 2 murders went, police couldn't have been further away from pinning the kidnapping and dismemberment of Leslie Mahaffey on Paul and Karla, and Tammy Homolka's murder had been ruled an accident by a lazy, drunken coroner.
As far as I'm concerned, she's alive.
She is definitely dead.
Yeah, but honestly, in a way, are we all dead? Because if you know you're going to die, then honestly, drink up. If you know you're going to die, ain't gonna put that liquor down there and go like my friend.
Yeah, Merry frickin' Christmas, not to her family.
Fuck, I'm on the clock.
Yeah, buddy. Please, God, just do your job better next time.
She's alive.
No, she is dead.
Police were so far off base investigating the murder of Leslie Mahaffey that they'd spent no less than $4 million investigating the aforementioned Peter John Stark instead of anyone else.
Oh my
Naturally,
God.
with no results.
What did they do? Have like a cardboard box and put a little poutine in it with a string attached and be like, yes, once he goes and grabs the poutine, we pull the string, he's in the box.
Listen, if we go on a fishing trip this weekend and we just say the words arrest him, we can charge it back to the bureau.
$4 million for what?
For, bait, shackle.
Yeah, exactly.
You got boat rentals?
Now, when Karla and Paul's house was finally searched by the police long after this, investigators found a library of books in the hundreds that could easily be mistaken for our own research library here at Last Podcast on the Left.
Oh.
But their motivation for reading these books and the charge they got out of them were starkly different from our own.
Like, we're trying to formulate over the last, 15 years or so how to commit the perfect crime. What are they trying to do?
Henry, you're supposed to. God damn it! We are studying the human nature and psychotic nature and psychosis and what does it mean to be human?
Oh,
they are the ones trying to have the perfect crime. Yes.
Yeah, satire.
Yes, I know. That's why
Satire.
you have all those books on mystery farters.
How to hide poops from your wife.
Well, in addition to numerous true crime books and serial killer biographies like The I-5 Killer and The Confessions of Henry Lee Lucas, Karla and Paul also owned a good number of satanic panic books, like The Ultimate Evil by Maury Terry, which we speak of extensively in our current live show.
And come check us out in North Carolina. We're going to be there, Charlotte, 2 weeks from this weekend. You got to check us out. And then Raleigh. That is in, where's that?
In North Carolina.
Oh, yeah, we're going to be there. You got to check it out. We're going to be ripping all the way through the Carolinas in 2 weeks from now.
Absolutely. Can't wait to see you guys in the Carolinas. Get those tickets.
Now, as I said, these books could be found in the library of any student of the macabre.
Ooh.
But what truly set Karla and Paul's library apart was a well-worn copy of the Compendium of Pharmaceuticals and Specialties, with the entries for the drugs Halcyon and Halothane earmarked and highlighted.
So nerdy and stupid at the same time.
This is before Google. And back then you had to read books to figure out how to poison and kill people.
Yeah, it's how I learned to masturbate and shave. Wow. The encyclopedia. But also, they might as well have just circled the paragraphs and have said, important for our crimes.
Right.
Well, this happens quite a bit, actually. Remember this happened with Ed Gein? He had that copy of Grey's Anatomy, and the only 2 pages he looked at were the ones for vulvas.
That's all he's interested in.
Everybody's got a flavor.
Yes.
But all that's the nonfiction. To scratch their novelistic itch, Karla and Paul, but particularly Karla, absolutely loved American Psycho by Bret Easton Ellis.
I love it too, though. Full
It's
disclosure.
a great book. I actually kind of feel bad for this guy because he wrote a kick-ass book and a lot of douchebags loved it for the wrong reasons.
It's what happens.
Kind of like, what is it? Catcher in the Rye.
I
Yeah.
love being a part of the world of Wolf of Wall Street, but guys that finance guys that view them as heroes are a different stripe.
That's true.
Now, this highly graphic book about a yuppie serial killer came out after Paul and Karla began committing crimes together. But what's startling is that there are massive similarities between Paul Bernardo and the main character, Patrick Bateman, almost as if Bret Easton Ellis had channeled Canada's worst citizen.
I will say not in their interest of music. Thank God. Can you imagine if Patrick Bateman just put on NWA? He's like, now this is the classic.
Honestly, he would be correct.
Yeah.
Both were yuppies who would obsess over their looks and flex in front of the mirror. Both treated women like objects and sexually degraded them. Both used Halcyon in some way or another, and both made videos of their girlfriends having sex with other women. Both men even had a similar sexual assault MO. While Paul forced wine bottles into the orifices of victims, Patrick Bateman used hairspray cans. Both also participated in dismemberment, although Bateman had a habit of torturing victims with fire before he killed them.
But it's also important to remember that American Psycho was a social satire. Technically, it's a very funny book if you read it as if all of this stuff is purposefully highly exaggerated.
Yeah, if you don't see him as a role model, it's quite humorous. So I suppose the movie, obviously I didn't read the book, shocker alert, but the movie I guess toned it down a little bit then because I don't remember him lighting anybody on fire.
It's hard to get away with certain things. And also, it's a part of it, there is the idea of some of these things might be physically impossible for you to do. And that's why it's like, is this just a person's very intensely detailed fantasy life?
Right.
But outside of their macabre interests, Paul and Karla were also huge fans of The Simpsons.
Yep.
And taped every episode.
I mean, you can't
This
even...
was the good Simpsons, to be fair.
It was. This was the best time period.
Actually, this wasn't quite the best time period. This is season 1 and 2. This is before the show really hit its stride.
But this is
right
Tracy
after the show
Ullman.
hit its stride.
Yeah, the Tracy Ullman design, when it was like Homer was like, Bard, you are annoying to me. Like, it wasn't even have the voice.
But it was still authentic, and Matt Groening was still working very hard. He didn't know if he was going to make it in this life.
It wasn't before he did all his
did
weird
it.
feet sucking. Matt Groening's a weird man.
Okay.
In other nods to some sort of normality, Karla and Paul also had pets. In addition to their Rottweiler buddy, Karla and Paul also briefly had a pet iguana named Spike.
Yeah.
It's a good name for an iguana.
Yeah. But as anyone who's hung out at a weed dealer's house in college knows, iguanas are difficult animals to raise, which is unfortunate because they seem to often be owned by extremely impatient people with little empathy.
It's really true. A lot of times, every iguana I have seen, besides, I had a good buddy that really did love his iguana, and his iguana used to come out and they used to cuddle, used to hang out, and that kind of thing.
And don't worry, all you fucking iguana people, we don't need emails talking about how you love your iguana and how your iguana is your best friend.
We know you do, but we have people. I know people that also get these types of animals because they seem to be quote unquote easy to take care of. But then they live in a fucking cage all day and they don't do anything. They feed it. They get really smelly. They get covered in their own shit. And it's very sad what can happen to an iguana.
Absolutely. But there's a lot of great iguana parents out there.
You're right. Yeah. But if it came out of your pussy, you need to call a fucking doctor and then the government.
Yeah, that's true.
Well, case in point in this lack of empathy was Paul and Karla. Spike the iguana was a biter, and like all iguanas, it used its tail on anything it saw as a threat to whip hard enough to break the skin. You ever been whipped by an iguana before?
No, I've never even really tried to touch an iguana unless it's when my buddy had his super friendly iguana, I pet its little head, but I also kind of gave it a lot of distance.
He's going to need a license for that tail in Reno because they just banned whips without a license. But you know what's so funny? It's a conceal and carry state.
Yeah, exactly.
You can have a gun, but you can't have a whip. Isn't that wild? What a world.
Well, when Spike whipped Paul grabbed the lizard, took it to the kitchen, and decapitated it with a knife.
He is such a fucking little pussy baby. The account of this is just such a pain in the ass because the iguana bit one of Karla's friends. He was hammered. He's up in his rap room. We're going to talk about this a little bit later on. He left the E off of it. You couldn't go up there. He came down. She's all freaking out. The iguana bit me. And he's being like, oh, this little fucker's going to bite ya, huh? And then he goes in, it whips him. He has this full-on temper tantrum because no one can ever threaten Paul's power in any way, shape, or form. Especially not an iguana.
No
so
way.
He picked it up, and the first thing he did was throw it against the wall. So he threw it, and then it still lived, and it's really strong. But then he picked it up. He's like, "Oh, you saw me? You're gonna fucking whip me, buddy?"
Oh,
and he goes and he went at it with a knife over and over again.
That's ridiculous.
Now, this wouldn't necessarily be worth mentioning had it not been for what Karla did to the body afterward. She took the corpse and dug through its guts until she found the lizard's tiny testicles. What? She said, I guess Spike was a boy after all.
Why the fuck did she go digging for its nuts?
Because
is she a squirrel?
She's a fucking psychopath.
God.
He killed the iguana. She freaked out for a second. Apparently she was crying and screaming. But then she was like, oh, and went up to it and just vivisected it. She just cut it open and took all its skin off. She said it looked like a little suit.
What kind of Wednesday night is this in Canada? What's happening?
Yeah, she flayed the creature and hung the skin in the garage. So perhaps Henry was correct when he said that these two, had they stayed on track, might have become bona fide serial killers if they continued to commit crimes together. Maybe.
Sounds like they're more cold-hearted than an iguana.
I mean, I'm going to posit this,
cold-blooded,
and I'm going to posit this later on as well. Why I think they would have they were going straight into killing people, especially Paul and Karla. Karla liked the rough sex and the torture. That's what she liked. She liked all of that. She didn't like the killing because she couldn't handle it. She did not like it because that's too much for her.
Yeah, sometimes you just like the frosting, but you don't like the bread and the cake. You're on a diet or something.
If you got frosting on a bread, then you really need to sit and think about your priorities.
Well, it's kind of bread. Cake is kind of a bread.
Let's think of a cinnamon roll. A cinnamon roll is somewhat bread with frosting on it.
Yeah.
I'm not a fucking bakery lawyer.
No, you're not.
All right, I can't sit here and decide what doughs are what. I'm not certain. I'm in the middle of the new Great British Baking Show.
Yeah.
I actually didn't see. They did have a thing with yeasted bread currently, which also again
I don't like the new one.
Anything.
I don't like the new one. I tried to watch it. I don't care for it.
Yeah.
We're going to end this conversation right now.
I like it. I like it. Are you telling me you don't like the helmet, or what's his fucking name?
I like the old host.
German guy.
I like the old host, yeah.
Yeah, but they have grown on me. I like Noel and I like the bald guy.
Okay.
Yeah. Now, by April of 1992, Karla and Paul were on the lookout for a new sex slave because Karla hadn't really enjoyed the girl she'd recruited from Number One Pet Store, the aforementioned Jane Doe. Karla said she hadn't had as much fun.
Yeah, because she was a bummer, and her mom was like all involved, and she had to go and deal with all of this shit, and they couldn't just have her as a sex slave.
Oh, no. Wow.
So Paul started stalking, once again, without really hiding what he was doing. And I can't really figure out whether it's because of stupidity or arrogance.
I think right in the fucking creamy center of that.
Hey, Pam, do you notice like a dumpier vanilla ice in the bushes?
Hey, how you doing? Yeah.
Are you stalking us?
Yep. Yeah, I'm doing that from afar. I'm doing it from afar so you can't really tell. Name's Paul. Yeah.
Okay.
You remember all those crimes in Scarborough?
Yeah?
Not me.
Okay.
On opposite day.
Oh, so it was you.
Maybe.
Let's go, Pam.
All right, hope you're going to work. Love where you work.
People who frequented an area around a local coffee shop noticed that a man with a camcorder in a sports car was driving around recording women. And police even noted that a gold sports car had been cruising St. Catharines with its headlights off.
Oh
This guy's
God.
too flashy to stop. My main thing is the reason why I don't want to even investigate this guy is because I look so fat on camera. And I don't know if it's the gun belt, I don't know if it's the shield, but I just can't be on camera right now.
It's probably the weight. Elliot Rogers and this guy.
Very close.
Douchier. Who's douchier behind the wheel?
Elliot Roger. Yeah, Elliot Rogers.
I guess he did commit the crimes
that's
from behind the wheel.
The
Elliot Rogers the king.
All right.
But as it always was, police pulled him over for the infraction, then sent him on his merry way. Because Paul had never been arrested, nor even entered into the system, despite the fact that he was obviously a sex criminal.
It also proves he's not a real rapper. Because all of them have rap sheets. And this is just more evidence that he is like not even respected by law enforcement enough to be seen as dangerous.
Now, after stalking multiple women who all knew that someone was stalking them, Bernardo noticed 15-year-old Kristen French, and thereafter began following her home to watch her undress through her window.
See, this is him escalating. Like, this is what I'm
Jesus.
talking about, is that he went from what was easy. He went from what was in his direct vicinity and what Karla brought to him, ostensibly, right? Like, pretty much, she was the honey trap. She was bringing people in, making people feel normal. This is Paul starting to go off on his own. Like, I really do think that if murder was going to quickly become his MO.
Well, he'd already brought Leslie Mahaffey in.
But still, the stalking aspect of it has increased.
Yes. The stalking aspect is definitely increased because he's driving around looking for basically the perfect victim.
He's
it's
creating
not
profiles.
It's not just looking at seeing a girl on the street and thinking on the spot what, let me go do what I do. It's searching. It's hunting.
Mm-hmm. He's extending his fantasy.
Yeah.
So, because the stalking is obviously a part of the sexual play for him, right? It's a part of him saying, like, I'm a predator. I'm in charge of this person's life, and they have no idea.
So he's Ghislaine Maxwell and Jeffrey Epstein rolled into one douche.
Yes, but without all the money.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, before long, Paul had decided that this girl was the one. So he and Karla enacted a plan to kidnap the unfortunate soul. Karla 100% participated in this. As Kristen was walking home, Paul and Karla pulled up in Paul's Nissan to ask for directions. Now, this was common because St. Catharines was built on a confusing radius, kind of like San Antonio, and people asked for directions all the time. But just as French noticed that Karla was actually looking at a map of Scarborough, Paul made his move. He held a knife to her throat and forced her into the car, threatening to kill her on the spot if she talked. He then blindfolded her as Karla leisurely drove all three of them back to their home. Once they arrived, Paul and Karla disconnected all the phones in the house, save for one with the answering machine connected, because they always made sure to promptly return calls when they had a sex slave, lest someone drop in.
At some point, you must assume when you're getting a call back immediately from Paul and Karla, you're like, they must have a sex slave in. Because normally they don't get in that fast. Normally they're actually pretty slow to respond.
Right.
So after Paul watched Kristen go to the bathroom, which seemed to be Paul's MO for starting any kidnapping, for some reason that's how we like to start it.
I think it's debasing you. It's showing you have no power.
Yeah. He put on a tape of Ice-T's Original Gangsta and forced Kristen to drink screwdrivers. And after Paul committed the first rape of what would be many over the next couple of days, Karla oddly went into a sort of caretaker mode, cooked some chicken for Kristen to eat. Paul then switched the tape to LL Cool J and raped Kristen again.
She has begun this litany now. If you believe part of what she says, I believe sometimes the way she describes the way things play out, I see there must be a middle way here, where she has begun to tell Kristen during this time period, Paul and I are just friends. We're not in love anymore, right? This is Paul trying to find love again. And so she sips into this other thing where she basically says, like, we've agreed to not be in love anymore and we're doing this and I'm now playing good cop. But also during this time period, as it's going on, she's becoming incredibly mad at Kristen for making Paul sexually attracted to her, right?
Yeah.
It's this dynamic where she has set up this. It must be, obviously, it is very frightening. But you have one woman coming in, giving you food and talking to you and acting everything's all like fine and dandy. Meanwhile, she's like, well, fucking Paul's going to keep you here for a little while longer and then leave. And then Paul comes in. It's this balance back and forth until it got too much for Karla as well.
I suppose even Kathy Bates fed James Caan in Misery.
Yeah, but she was trying to get that novel.
Yeah. The next morning, though, instead of more assault, Paul decided to test out material on his prisoner and launched into a couple verses of Deadly Innocence.
Oh,
which
no.
was, now a fully formed song. This is what he rapped.
God. Oh, God. It's
And Henry, if you will do the honors, I'm not fucking doing it.
It's the worst open mic of all time. Here
It
we
is
go.
absolutely. This is horrible.
A deadly innocent first with a spellbinding curse. I'm crazy swearing, not really caring.
Oh, no.
Total cop hating, innocence faking. 40-ounce slamming, never act damning. Like lay low watching it flow. Leave the fly girls waiting.
I actually like you less for some reason.
Yeah, you
because
just like
read
me?
it. Isn't that weird? I'll
Lay,
just-
lay low watching it flow. Leave the fly girls wait. Leave the fly girls wait.
oh my God, it's so horrible.
Yes.
It's so horrible.
It's almost like it was
shocking.
written by the worst criminal in the world.
Oh, this poor woman after everything and now this, and it's just, oh God.
Well, he paused in the middle and asked her what she thought of it.
It sucks. It sucks. X. I mean, good Lord.
And then he continued with another verse. And this one's the second verse is even worse than the first.
How?
So remember, Young Hype is a white boy rapper that's neither fool nor toy, with tremendous outrage, because I can't sit and wait for my day to arrive. I've got to struggle and fight to keep my dream alive, because I've got the right to recite and excite, lyrics that bite, delight and ignite, topics that ill, and display my skill. Watch me fulfill as I earn a couple mil. I like to train with pain. I'm just that type. I'm always cooling on the mic, because I'm a young and hype.
I apologize. Oh my God. As the king of the whites, I do want to apologize for him.
King of the Whites, huh? Can I be a prince?
Yeah, you're Prince of the Whites, sure.
What am I?
Duke.
You're
Dookie.
you're Dookie of the Whites.
So after Paul displayed his very limited skills, he and Karla became very concerned that Kristen should eat something. And this is a weird thing with him. They don't show this with with any of the other victims that they lure into their home. With this girl, for some reason, they're very concerned about her eating.
Is it because she was a little bit younger than some of the other ones?
No,
or-
she's
She was
the
about the
same-
same age.
Same
Yeah.
age.
Ugh.
Paul and Karla, if you do start to, apparently the tapes that we don't see and the stuff that the correspondence that we don't see between them is that in some weird, I think that they were just stupid. Versus, while they are evil, I think they stupided their way into being like evil, essentially.
Not mutually exclusive. A lot of
Yes.
evil, stupid people out there.
So they're very close. But they wanted to create a sustainable sex slave situation. They kind of had this idea that if we can set this up in a way, maybe she'll like it. Like,
Is it Dahmer?
Oh, it's like that's Leonard Lake-esque. That's
Yes.
exactly
Charles
what
and
Leonard
Leonard
Lake
Lake.
did.
because Karla even said at some point in the tapes, this idea that like, I don't get why Kirsten's so mad at us. We gave her good food. We gave her good loving.
I think
Like
it
she
was all
acted
the,
as if like she should be loving all of this.
It's the assault, the kidnapping, the rap.
Yes.
Yeah, there's a lot of reasons.
Notice
to be
she
mad.
didn't mention the rap. Like Karla never once said that the rap was good.
She must. Oh, does Karla not think that the rap is good? We have to ask her.
On the videos,
If
apparently,
anyone runs into her at the street, wherever she is, just ask her if she thought the rap was good.
I saw one little sliver of a section of the video where Paul was rapping, and she didn't react. The thing is that he did all of this rapping stuff, and then she was
Just
like,
in front of her.
"Oh, so we really need to prepare for it was like this home video."
God.
So I don't think that she liked the rapping.
Did he ever do it in public? Did he
No,
ever do an open
he was
mic
a-
or anything?
he-
No, never. Okay.
I'm going to
He
go
was a
into a little
poser.
bit of detail after this section to talk about like what he tried to do with this rap.
Got you.
Yeah.
Rise from your grave.
Now, Kristen thought that if she could get Paul to leave, she could befriend Karla and convince her to let her go. But what Kristen didn't know is that Karla was having far too good of a time to make that happen. Now, Paul headed out and picked up some pizza at McDonald's, which was apparently a thing in Canada for a short period.
Fucking goddamn hell is this fucking world coming to? Pizza at McDonald's?
There was
I am
also
livid.
There was spaghetti at McDonald's. Do you remember that?
Shut the front door, dude.
Yep.
What is McDonald's doing?
I don't know. They tried a lot in the early 90s.
That clown
Yeah.
is having too
Yeah.
much fun.
Remember the Arch Deluxe? It was disgusting.
I didn't understand the Arch Deluxe. I
It
didn't
was
know
a
what we were
sandwich.
going
At
for.
the very least, it was a sandwich.
It was a sandwich with a dent in it. It wasn't. There was nothing different about it.
the dent.
But why did it taste worse?
Because
So-
I don't know.
Well, as he was out at McDonald's getting pizza, he also stopped by the video store, rented some movies. In addition to the Mickey Rourke vehicle Angel Heart, Paul also rented Karla's favorite, Criminal Law, for what seems like the millionth fucking time.
Just buy it then. Just buy it.
Yeah. Once he returned, Karla took a turn raping Kristen. Karla did it. Then Paul attempted to defecate on their captive, but he failed.
Oh my God.
Now, unlike Leslie Mahaffey, French was missed immediately. A province-wide alert was put into place, and a single clue came to the forefront, which would end up hamstringing the entire investigation. Witnesses came forward once Kristen's disappearance hit the news and said that they'd last seen Kristen getting into a cream-colored Camaro.
Oh God. It's this cream-colored Camaro thing too. Is that has become such a, from all of the letters we received about people who grew up in the Toronto area during this time period, and they said like they are still haunted by the idea of these giant billboards that were put up that said looking for this Camaro, and then their jobs were as kids to go look for this Camaro, and then everyone went out and go looking for this car that had nothing to do with the
man.
investigation.
Just
Now,
one
the witness-
poor guy who finally got his dream car.
Oh,
and
of
then,
course.
I just keep on getting egged, honey. I don't know why. I worked 50 years at the bank for
Maybe
this.
they think this car, due to its color of creme, is some form of traveling egg-like ghost, and they're trying to add eggs to it. I don't know. I don't know the egg lore,
Oh.
and I wish that it would stop.
Yeah, I'm with you, buddy.
This is now it's got yolk on it. Look at it.
It's bad.
It used to just be creme.
And that'll ruin the paint.
It's chipping. My dreams.
It's chipping.
I'm going back to work at the side company, Moose Lumber, and we're taking Beaver Lumber down.
I hope so.
Now, the witnesses might have seen Kristen getting into Paul's car from far away. Or they may have seen a girl who looked similar to Kristen getting into a cream-colored Camaro the day she went missing.
1 million girls get into a cream-colored Camaro every day because it's a cool car and girls love cream.
May I ask also, did somebody just say it was a cream-colored Camaro and they were wrong, and then the cops would go up to people and be like, did you see her get into a cream-colored Camaro? And then they kind of planted it because it seems like maybe one person got it wrong and then the cops...
Well, yeah, they
Went
had no
down that-
leads. They had no leads for them. Well, technically, they did have a bunch of leads. They were
they
all
had-
sitting on a shelf inside of the police station, but yes.
Yeah.
This was them trying to work it out.
Yeah, for Kristen French specifically, the only thing they had was cream-colored Camaro. It was completely wrong. Paul's car was gold, not cream, and it was a Nissan 240 SX, which is still a sports car, but nothing like a Camaro.
No.
Technically, with gold, sometimes you can call it champagne,
Yeah,
Sure.
but
which I guess is somewhat close to cream.
it's not, though. Champagne is ritzy. Creme
Yeah.
is of the people.
But since it was the only clue they had, investigators became laser focused again on the wrong assumption. Meanwhile, the horror continued in the Bernardo home the next night with Kristen French. To illustrate just how little Paul and Karla regarded, what it was that they were actually doing, Paul returned the 2 movies they watched the night before and rented a new one, Shattered, starring Tom Berenger and Bob Hoskins.
Damn.
Bob Hoskins.
Bringing Tom Berenger into this.
Yeah,
Let him fucking be home. Let him be home.
But that's what it, to me, this shows like such, it's like the banality of evil.
Absolutely.
It's like, oh yeah, let's rent a couple more videos. Sure. What do you want?
You don't want the late fees. Those start to pile up.
That's right.
They probably rewound the videos as well to make sure that everything was shipshape.
I also think it shows just how much this behavior had worked their way into their everyday life. They never have normal sex. Ever.
No.
They don't have it. The entire time, it's either extreme BDSM sex with Karla, him and Karla doing whatever it is. Because also, I bet you, weirdly, Paul and Karla were probably sleeping together very little at this point anyway. Because now he's obsessed with his other realm, and Karla is obsessed with Paul. So Paul is obsessed with the outside. Karla's obsessed with Paul. She'll do whatever the fuck it is that makes him horny. It makes her horny.
Mm-hmm. Karla, what about if we bring this pizza into the game with us from McDonald's?
Oh, it's from McDonald's. That's my favorite, a true Italian treat.
Yeah, what's the sausage? It must have been hamburger patty sausage.
Nothing I love better than a pizza from a Scottish burger restaurant.
Well, the assaults only got worse on the second night, with wine bottle insertions, rape, both anal and vaginal, and beatings when Kristen didn't do what Paul wanted. Eventually, Kristen ended up dead, although again, the cause of death is up for debate.
I got a really interesting email from a listener that included a comic book, essentially, that an artist that was in the courtroom, because these tapes were not released outside of the courtroom, right? And no one ever got to see really what exactly what happened. It was a 3.5 hour long tape of these sexual assaults, right? And
2 3.5 hour long tapes.
Jesus Christ.
And so they watched them in court, and this artist drew his
They watched
sort
the
of
whole thing. They watched all 6 hours
Yes,
for
they
the
had
jury?
to. Yeah, they had
oh
to.
my God.
We'll get to that in a second, but they watched them 3 times.
Oh my God.
In his description, what he puts is Karla as an extreme agitator, is that despite what she'll say later on, what you will see from her is leading abuse, like a physical abuse, almost as if when Paul got tired, Karla would take over. Like they would tag team, like they would get into and then Karla was just as bad as him. And then the way they describe it too was like, I'm not going to the comic book, it just shows her wearing this like leather mask and beating the fuck out of her, and she is like laughing and like full like I mean like off the rails. Like she looks like a fucking supervillain. She looks like exactly what she is. But then when you see her
Red Room,
yes, and then you see her in court, and she's like, I simply was just I was an automaton. I was made to do these things by Paul. Right. And you're like, no, you're having a blast in this video.
Yeah. Right. Well, as far as how Kristen died, Karla said that Paul had strangled Kristen with an electrical cord for 7 minutes until she finally expired. But again, forensics told a different story. French's corpse had blood in her lungs, meaning that blood had been inhaled through her nose and throat as she died, making strangulation unlikely. In addition, bones in the throat that are usually broken during strangulation were fine. But French did have deep subdural hemorrhages on both sides of her head above the ears, which appeared to have been caused by the swift swing of a mallet. Now, by Karla's own confessions, she had guarded French with a rubber mallet when Paul left the house for a 3rd time. The theory is that French begged her way out of her binding, probably by asking to go to the bathroom, or she managed to wiggle her way out. But no matter how she got free, it's speculated that she tried running but wasn't fast enough to escape Karla Homolka. By forensics, it's safe to assume that Karla beat Kristen to death with the mallet in a moment of rage or panic.
She did something, because they also have found on the backs of both of the victims, they found a pair of bruises that they assume they look as if they were knee bruises. They look like knee points that were on someone's back, right? Because Paul did strangle Leslie Mahaffey from behind, right? And leaned on her back and strangled her. But there was another set of bruises on Kristen that they do believe belong to the smaller knees of Karla Homolka. And that when she was like, that they think that they trapped and released, they were doing the BTK style thing to extend it. And then she got out and then she freaked out. But you're also looking at, man, Karla's such a fucking monster. She's such a fucking monster, man. Like I can't believe she's out. Like I have no fucking clue where the fuck she is.
Doesn't seem right. Doesn't seem right.
And
These
neither
poor
could they.
victims.
No one can. We'll get into this too. But the reaction of the police when she gave them the after negotiating the plea deal, and then they got to see all the videos.
Mm-hmm. Now, once Kristen French was dead, Karla and Paul took the body to the bathroom. They scrubbed it clean, wrapped it in a blanket, and loaded the body into the car, but not before they cut the hair from the corpse's head as a trophy. Now, perhaps thinking that an elaborate disposal method was unnecessary because the cops hadn't come anywhere near them for the last murder. Remember the last murder? They dismembered the body. They put everything in they encased it in concrete. This time, they just dumped the body in a ditch near a trash site, which was coincidentally close to the cemetery where Leslie Mahaffey was buried. Kristen French's body was found covered in leaves 2 weeks later. But since young girls were apparently showing up dead left and right in this area of Canada in the early 90s, police dismissed the notion that the Mahaffey and French murders were connected.
So is this a situation like a Killdozer, where the guy who made the Killdozer was like, they could have stopped me anytime and they didn't? Did Karla and Paul get more like energy because they were not being hunted by the police? Did they feel like they were given license to do this? Like, this is just what we do. And apparently society isn't that against it, because it doesn't look like the cops have given them any reason to worry.
Yes and no. Like, well, we'll kind of get into how it affected Paul later on and also how it affected Karla. Like, I think even though investigators weren't coming anywhere near them, I think they were eaten up by the knowledge that they could at any second.
It was, they were not good at leading the double life. They were not good at it. I think that's really what it comes down to. I think that the people that become highly prolific serial killers also sexualize the double lives thing.
That's part of it, yeah.
Yeah, but the thing about being a married couple that look like them, being the Ken and Barbie killers, you actually had this whole extended, like, friends and family and all this kind of shit where your second life was too big for your private life.
Did Mattel ever sue? I just feel like if I was Mattel, I'd be like, can we get the Ken and Barbie killers? What about
the Steve and Whitmer killers? They could be the Cheryl and Birkenstein killers. Anything else.
Well, since police dismissed the notion that the Mahaffey and French murders were connected, a completely separate task force was formed to solve the murder of Kristen French. But in this, the Canadian cops can't take all the blame. The FBI also did their level best to fuck up this investigation.
USA!
Wow.
USA!
It's for
USA!
For the Bureau of Investigation.
For investigation. My name is Mr. Redberson. I'm from the Federal Bureau of Investigations. No, sorry, I used to be a coroner.
I see you're drunk.
I know I used to be a coroner, but they promoted me to head of murder services.
Wow. Congratulations.
Well, the FBI agreed that they were dealing with two sets of killers here, two separate pairs of men that were kidnapping and killing young girls. They said that the killers of Kristen French were between 20 and 35 and living in a single-family home, suffering from low self-esteem and poor social skills. They got one of those things right.
Yeah,
between 20 and 35.
And the
not
house.
Low self-esteem, I'll tell you that frickin' much.
No, absolutely not. I mean, on the inside.
Do you think? I don't think so. I think these people were egotistical maniacs.
I do believe Paul was paper thin. I think he's a textbook psychopath.
Oh.
Yeah. According to the FBI, Canadian cops should look for dirty fingernails.
What?
And in their the profile, the only thing they got right, well, I guess they got that there were two perpetrators, right? They got that they were between 20 and 35, right? But everything else was totally fucking wrong.
Okay, well, here's our lineup. It turns out they're mostly mechanics. Look at the nails.
Look at these nails.
Look at the nails. Dirty fingernails.
And you wonder why it took so long for you to get. You wonder why it took so long for you to get your truck back, because each one of those mechanics were always getting brought in for all of these cases.
Dirty. Clean your nails. Use that lava soap.
Mm-hmm.
So, working with the wrong profile and focusing on the wrong color, make, and model of vehicle, Canadian police formed the Green Ribbon Task Force to capture Kristen French's killers. They did set up cameras at Kristen French's grave, though, just in case the killers came to gloat.
I am officially looking for manicures. I'm on manicures.
That's what
You're
I'm
on
doing.
long nails.
Honestly, have you ever even had a pedicure, though? Have you allowed yourself the pleasure of one? Even when you're investigating, it's important to take some time for yourself.
Absolutely.
And honestly, because we're investigating and I said arrest him at my pedicure, I could charge the bureau for it.
There you go. $4 million frickin' dollars.
Well, meanwhile, someone was looking for Paul Bernardo, finally.
Who?
A constable named Haney had been investigating the Smyrnis brothers. And again, the Smyrnis brothers tried transferring the focus from themselves to their psychotic friend, Paul Bernardo.
No way! You mean to tell me the fucking Idiot 1 and Idiot 2 that have been a part of his fucking Canadian goon squad were not like, we know a real psychopath. It's our buddy Paul. We're just scam guys. We're just guys that I'll tell you right now, I run cigarettes everywhere, right? I've never even had a legal cigarette. I don't know what they taste like.
We talk a lot, so I don't remember if this was made as a comparison, but they sound like the evil twins from Always Sunny in Philadelphia. Evil brothers.
Yes.
But despite knowing that Bernardo was a hostile and violent individual, it took Constable Haney 10 days to get the information given by the Smyrnis brothers over to the Green Ribbon Task Force. But once he did, the task force did get around to interviewing Paul eventually. When asked what he was doing the day Kristen French went missing, Paul said he was home alone writing lyrics for his rap album because he was going to be the next Vanilla Ice. And the cop said, good enough for us.
That's not an alibi.
I bet you that they did the thing too, being like, I bet he's pretty good too. Because all of these cops got really impressed by him. Every single time they speak to him, they're all like, well, someone's got to be the next Vanilla Ice, and I think you got the hair for it. Someone's got to be, because one day he'll die, and who will replace him? Because what it comes down to is our very special, the UN needs Vanilla Ice.
Well, the cops then asked him if he drove a Camaro. And when he said no, they briefly looked at his Nissan, said, that don't look like no Camaro.
Oh my God.
And they let Paul go again after only interviewing him for 20 minutes.
Seems like a good guy, and honestly, his flow was bitchin'.
Yeah.
When he got
Is
me,
that
honestly,
right?
when he said the thing about deadly innocence and he leaves the fly girls waiting, my knees, despite how they're locked together, I have to walk straight,
I
right?
know.
Because of what
Wood
happened
leg.
with my
Yeah.
wood. Both legs are completely made out of wood. I actually tipped back and forth. I was almost dead.
Wow. God, the Green Ribbon Task Force. It sounds like they should be investigating ballet.
I mean, the Green Ribbon
What in
Task
the
Force
hell is
sounds
happening?
like looking for cheating at a crafting
Oh
convention.
my God.
I mean, Paul, he's getting investigated by the police, for a murder that he did commit. And all he's talking about is his rap career. He is truly serious about this fucking rap career.
Oh, he's beyond serious. He had what he called his rap room. He had
Okay.
upstairs
Like
in
a
his
studio
house.
or?
It's an in-home studio. And what he did was put together thousands upon thousands of dollars of high-end recording equipment.
Where'd he get the money?
Cigarettes, his
my God.
cigarette scams, right? He didn't spend it on anything else, right? They just kind of wear like whatever fun, trendy clothes, and then he would outfit his rap room.
Okay.
And he'd go up there all day experimenting. And his thing
He
was that
needs to be in front of a crowd.
he's a moron. He's not talented. He thought that he could just do this. How many people have you met in your life that thinks like, I'm God's gift to X? All I got to do is start doing it, and everybody's going to pay me millions of dollars to do it. Like, they're going to definitely pay me money because I'm the best.
Coming up in the entertainment industry, I don't think I know anyone.
I don't know
that.
anybody like that.
No,
But-
not in our business.
But the thing is that but the difference is the people we knew actually put themselves on the line. Paul also had a very fragile ego. There was no way he was going to do the actual highly embarrassing thing of putting your music in front of people for the very first time.
Bombing on stage,
It's-
which is a prerequisite, which is why
You have to bomb.
You must.
You will bomb. Is what
Horribly.
happens. And so Paul, he spent all his money. His thing was that he'd rip loops from songs and then flow. He'd try to do his rap on top of beats from other songs because he couldn't figure out how to put together his own beats. So he had all of this expensive equipment and he couldn't use. And so he got to do it. And so he then
This
used
is just
it to
the guy who, like, before they even dribble a basketball, buys the finest shoes.
Yes.
You're
Yeah.
like, this is going to help me do it. It's like, no, you can do it barefoot.
He couldn't do anything because
And
when he would-
808's tough to fucking figure out, man. It takes like a day
no, man, but
to
you
figure
also
out an
have to-
808.
You have to like love music.
He wanted to do it, though.
No, he didn't want to do it. He wanted to be famous and rich. He didn't want yet. He had
God.
nothing to do with the fucking music. He didn't give a. He does not feel anything. He feels nothing. And so when he was putting this together, they were the most hastily put together piece of fucking shit things you've ever heard. Because he started just rapping over songs with lyrics on them. Like we've seen how many times have we showed on the stream? You know what I mean? These various things where someone
Of
just like
course.
him doing his
Isn't
fucking
it TikTok now?
Yeah,
Basically just
oh my
TikTok.
God. But then he finally figured out how to take the lyrics off. And then he would just rap on other people's beats.
Yeah.
Oh, my God. What an abuse to music.
Yeah, I mean, he's truly like, it's all shortcuts. It's all putting the cart before the horse. 3 days after he was questioned by cops, he legally changed his name from Paul Bernardo, which, Paul Bernardo, that's not really a hip hop name. He changed it to a stage name, Paul Jason Teal.
Now that's a name, but you got to add an
Paul
E to
Jason-
teal, so it's not a
What?
color anymore, and it doesn't rhyme with seal because there's an E on it, and seal doesn't have an E unless you're in France.
It's still the wrong name for a rapper. He sounds like a CEO of a scam cookie company.
He sounds like a presidential assassin,
Also, fame and fortune are symptoms of hard work and success and
and they're the
entertainment.
worst parts.
Well, not the money is fine.
The money is good, but it's like, but he
the
doesn't
fame,
understand.
whoever would want fame is like, well,
Ask
it's
anybody who
scary.
has a fucking several million followers on TikTok who has also not received a dime for making content for millions of people, and all you do is throw your stuff into a barrel and set it on fire.
Good point. They take our data.
Now, the names Paul chose weren't chosen because Paul thought they sounded good. The middle name Jason, that's from Jason Voorhees.
Yeah,
Don't
fuck
bring
yeah,
Jason.
dude.
Jason was a
Fuck yeah,
victim,
bro.
and they killed his freaking mother.
Well, 'cause-
Don't even get me going on what they did to Jason.
It was because he said the. That's the life
I'm
beat
Paul
that keeps
Bernardo,
some-
and I'm here
to
to-
say, I'm Jason, but in a more friendlier way.
oh man, never mind.
I'm not friendly. I'm mean.
I mean,
Teal, though, was the name of the serial killer in Karla's favorite movie, Criminal Law.
yeah, boss. That's boss ass shit right there.
And Karla also changed her last name to Teal. She all for it.
Oh yeah,
Great.
and then after she was arrested, that's what she went back towards. That's what she made her last name after she was released.
oh my God.
And of course, with the new name came new lyrics.
He's got to, man. My name's Paul Teal, and I'm here to say I'm rapping under a new name today.
Well, that's really cool, man. I can't wait to hear it. So here, ladies and gentlemen, coming to the stage, Paul Jason Teal.
All right, big oops. You're going to remember me, you fucking pieces of shit. Here we go.
Oh God, there's an open mic starting.
It's time for some rap.
Shit.
I am crazy swearing, not really caring. Born to steal the show. My blood burns nitro. You want to size me up? Well, let's kick it. There's a new kid on the block, and I am with it. Come on, everybody. Gotta scream and shout. Rock with the hook while I hype it out. The work is yours. The illusion has become real. How does it feel? Got it at a steal. You're the big wheel. Paul, a Jason Teal.
That's the thing. I don't know how, but it's somehow the best one and the worst one. All
It is so.
I
There is
don't
no
know.
best one.
I
It
don't
is
think
just
so.
the single worst thing I have ever heard
I don't think
anyone do.
It's the saying your
And,
full name at the end of it's the worst shit I've ever heard.
It's
That's just, there's something about
so
that. I
bad.
don't know why it infuriates me.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
just-
come on,
it's
man.
just
When are you going
horrible.
to go all the way down to the fucking courthouse for if you're not going to fucking use it in your
Oh
rap?
my God. Wow.
Now, Paul made it seem like he wasn't bothered with all the questioning because he'd gotten away with it so many fucking times. But even so, he and Karla still decided to move their videotapes from Karla's hope chest to the insulation in the loft of the garage. Because I think after the cops brought him in for specifically when the Green Ribbon Task Force brought him in, I think that's when he first started to crack.
Is it weird to say, in a way, their inner world was very private, right? And they thought almost that no one would ever know, but almost it's like it wasn't real. right? Like that what they were doing was their sexual escapades. And once they came and got rid of bodies and they filmed it, they froze it on tape, right? But they never filmed the murders, right? They never filmed anyone actually dying. They only filmed the assaults. That they had these like hinting little memories of it, which they did rewatch again and again. They did watch these tapes. But there is something about it, like how it started to kind of dawn on him of like, oh, we're like actually doing things to people that live. Like I didn't think of them as like, not that it's guilt. It's not guilt.
No,
it's just him all of a sudden understanding. I was like, oh, like this is starting to come to me. This is
There's
starting
consequences.
to come.
That's what he's
people might be
finally starting to
upset.
see those consequences. Yeah, not upset because it's the whole thing of like not upset because they did what they did, upset because they got caught.
They're starting to get caught.
His whole thing. Now, officially, Kristen French was Paul and Karla's last murder victim, but it's believed that they were responsible for at least one more, Terry Anderson, who disappeared about 7 months after Kristen French. And we don't know for sure because there's no video evidence of Paul and Karla with Terry Anderson. Because I think it's possible that Paul and Karla didn't videotape this assault because they were a bit spooked.
Yeah.
And there were certainly more people who were screaming to the police that Paul Bernardo was a person of interest. The next was Bubba Mateel, who was a friend of Paul Bernardo.
These fucking names, man. I watched so much trial footage, right? Like I was watching all this, like whatever the coverage of it, and Canadian names are just so funny. I swear to God, they have one of their biggest anchor. I swear her name was Rita Spatula. And they just have some fucking names in Canada that are wild.
Well, that's a good name.
This is Rita Spatula, and I'm here with the news. Like she said it, and it wasn't like fun cooking news. It wasn't a stage name. Maybe I'm wrong. It might have been like Ritzy Spadina. There was like somebody like that, another name that was like that. It's wild.
Long spatula is the spatula family has a long history.
Very Italian.
Yes.
Or there's also the vampire Spatula. That's fun, huh? That's a cooking vampire. Let's continue on. Let's move on.
I love that.
One night, Bubba, Paul, and Bubba's friend were having a drink at a bar when they said, hey, let's all go back to Paul's house.
Oh.
When Bubba's friend got to Paul's house, pointed out a photo of a pretty young girl, most likely Karla's sister Tammy, Bernardo lost his shit. According to Bubba, Paul started hitting himself in the head, saying, I don't fucking care.
I don't fucking care. I don't fucking care.
Oh, I don't know, man.
I
It
don't
seems
fucking
like-
care,
seems like you
man.
care about-
I don't fucking care,
Seems like
man.
you're caring quite a bit about something. I don't know. But
He then switched to saying, she fucking died in my arms.
She fucking died in my
and
arms,
over and over
man.
again.
She fucking died in my fucking arms, man.
you know what? That's actually something you could rap about. Now, that's,
She died in my arms, don't mean to cause no alarms. I'm not the fireman. I'm the police chief.
Never mind. Nothing. You can't rap about anything. Never mind.
And he's punching himself with a closed fist the whole time. Like he's losing it. I mean, he's throwing a hissy fit.
He's throwing like a college age, I had friends that would do that in college, you know, like they get all mad and go up and like punch a stop sign and break their hand and shit. Be like, oh, fuck. Oh, you didn't got $8,000 at the ER, bro.
Now, Bubba had no concrete proof, but Paul's friend did unload quite a bit of information about what type of man Paul Bernardo was and what type of shit he got up to.
Yeah, because they were there too, also sexually assaulting women. They all acted as if they were like, yeah, that
Well, I
crazy
don't know
time
if
in
Bubba
Tampa.
was. I don't
Not
I don't
Bubba.
know.
No, not
yeah,
Bubba.
No, yeah.
Not Bubba. I'm talking about the Smyrnies.
Well, I don't think this was not a Smyrnese brother. This was just some fucking guy.
This is just some guy?
Yeah.
Oh,
This
wow.
is a
He
guy
shouldn't have-
this is a guy outside of the Smyrnese brothers. Just like, Paul beats his wife. Yeah, but he's gonna be a good guy though. We should go out for drinks with him again. But he was around Scarborough when all those rapes were happening. But
we should definitely
watch the hockey game.
We should definitely go watch the hockey game at his house. That sounds great.
Yeah, that sounds like a fun place to be.
Yeah. But that's the thing, is that based on that information, Bubba became convinced that Bernardo was both the Scarborough rapist and the man responsible for the murders of Mahaffey and French.
I would
Honestly,
as well.
this is so crazy and the cops are so stupid in this case. Bubba can solve it.
Yeah.
I love the idea of Bubba solving all of this.
It has gotten to Bubba.
Come on, Bubba. You can do it, buddy.
And Bubba did indeed go to the Niagara Regional Police with these concerns. But again, They waved him off and continued ignoring the ever-growing stack of reports about Paul Bernardo.
When a Bubba alerts you to crime,
'Cause
you
you know-
listen to that fucking Bubba. Because do you have any idea the core value of a Bubba?
Seriously, man, do you think a Bubba would voluntarily go to the police?
Absolutely not.
No, a Bubba has many fingers in different pies.
Sure.
He's got a lot of plates spinning. He doesn't
Absolutely.
need
None
the
of them
police.
legal.
No, none, never. And he's not coming to fucking, he doesn't want to tip the police off.
No. God damn, if a Bubba tells you something.
You
that's-
listen.
Yeah.
Unless it's something about your wife or your family. Then don't listen.
Well, instead of investigating Paul Bernardo, the Green Ribbon Task Force produced an hour-and-a-half-long infomercial about the murder of Kristen French, focusing on the erroneous sighting of a cream-colored Camaro.
Oh my fucking God. So this is like the Al Gore moment where he solved global warming by making a movie?
Yeah.
No, this was their whole thing of being like, this was called Fuck Cream-Colored Camaros.
Oh my
And it was
God.
all about how cream-colored Camaros are the problems of what's going on in both Canada and around the world.
Also, at any point, if the person that did the murders actually had a cream-colored Camaro,
They
they
would ditch
would have
it.
gotten rid of it.
Yes.
Yeah. Well, reportedly, Paul and Karla watched the special with a mixture of glee and anxiety.
How I watched Dune.
Or Alanis Morissette watched that new documentary about her, which she did not like.
No.
Oh. Well, when an incorrect bit of information was put forth, Paul would shout, quote,
Wrong.
Oh my fucking, I'm gonna fucking strangle you.
Yep.
and for months later, Paul watched his videotaped copy of the special again and again, either for proof of how smart he was or looking for some indication that they were onto him. It's hard to tell.
Or there's a bit of a
Oh, yeah,
David Berkowitz. There's a little David Berkowitz spice here, right? Where he is starting to get some of the attention that he has been craving his whole life.
That's
right?
the fame component, I
It's the fame
suppose.
component. I think that there is a thing here because even as because he is, we don't like to diagnose people on here, but I imagine you probably say he is a textbook psychopath because he is a psychopath and every single thing he gets bored so easily. He gets all of these types of, you need a rush. You need something. And this is a rush. This is new. This is something else. Like
I
this
feel
is
like maybe not textbook psychopath, but like screenplay
screenplay.
psychopath.
Seriously.
Because he's so trying to be a psychopath.
Truly. You're right.
Oh, he's such a shallow fucking douche.
Meanwhile, with nothing to deter them, Karla and Paul began grooming another sex slave, a 17-year-old former friend of Tammy Homolka's. Now, this girl liked Karla, but whenever she went to her house, she wore layers of clothing because Paul was always trying to feel her up. Then, trying something different, Paul and Karla went to Atlantic City and had a threesome with a sex worker at the Trump Plaza Hotel.
Oh, yeah.
What
of
in
course.
the hell is going on now?
I actually think I saw a picture of them up at the hotel the last time when we were in AC.
is that what
I
that
think
Bruce
they had,
Springsteen song's all about?
No, they had that whole thing of like favorite guests. Is that and it was them. It was incredible.
Honored dignitaries.
Yeah, honored dignitaries.
Oh my God.
Well, the whole thing was filmed, this encounter with a sex worker, and negotiated at a price of $300. But after an hour and a half, the sex worker told them that they expected way too much for $300.
Yeah.
And she thankfully left the room and was fine.
Thank you.
Yeah, but honestly, once you get into a certain level, I imagine it would cost way more money.
Yeah, $300 is nothing.
No.
Yeah. Now, it's hard to say exactly what it was that finally cracked Paul Bernardo. Perhaps it was the failure to find a new victim, because they were not having any luck with that. Or perhaps it was the pressure of international attention on his crimes. Because having 3 murders on the mind isn't the easiest thing to carry around if you're not a killer who compartmentalizes well.
That's the fucking
Right.
truth. That really is the truth. It's because he was too dumb to be a cunning villain, like really was. The pressure was building. And I'm also going to say there was a little bit of that resentment of like, I don't know if I'm going to be a rapper. Like there was this like,
Do you think he ever thought that?
I think that there was a pressure knowing that because he started like making these CDs. He started making these CDs and handing them out. And like nobody, obviously, they were incredibly fucking bad.
Well,
They're
you
just
know, Kid
incredibly
Rock
bad.
is super famous.
But Kid,
Yeah,
you know,
but
was
Kid
trying
Rock is
for years.
At this point, Kid Rock is still like 9 years away from hitting, and the further into the 90s that Paul Bernardo gets, the further away he gets from 1988, when
He does.
Vanilla Ice is at his peak.
yes, and his style hasn't changed. Kid Rock, oh, he changes and moves. He was the
evolved.
artist of our generation.
In many ways, he was.
But no matter the trigger, by mid-1992, Paul had begun to drink more heavily, mostly vodka. And when multiple attempts to obtain a new victim failed, Paul's violent tendencies began to shift more and more to the woman beside him, Karla Homolka. See, because Paul was abusing Karla more, the bruises were getting harder to hide, to the point where her coworkers were starting to notice. Paul then took a trip to Montreal with his buddies to pick up girls, but it didn't work out how Paul wanted it to.
I wonder why.
Paul found that when he tried picking up actual women, not teenage girls, they either ignored him or straight up laughed at his Baywatch Vanilla Ice shtick, which had been unhip for years by 1992.
So he showed up with this being like, but this always works at the middle schools. And they're like, yeah, I guess it does. I guess it does if you showed up and you act like a surfer who lost his fucking surfboard because it's Canada. You're not going anywhere. There's no waves to be caught around here. No. And so all of a sudden, I guess on a normal woman, it does not really hold. Because I guess, he wasn't tall enough.
I don't know if that was the problem.
Well, miffed by reality, Paul returned home and took out his anger on Karla, beating her with a flashlight so bad that both of her eyes turned black as night. The word that the books always used is raccooning, for face raccoons.
Everything in Canada is so fucking cute. Yeah, everything has to be said in like a roundabout way. They can never just say it. They just be like, he might as well have made her some kind of, a raccoon is the burglar of the nature world. Saying like weird shit. Like
it's like how they call rapists in prison. They call them skin beefers.
Now, what the hell kind of hot dog is that? That ain't right at all.
Awful. It's awful.
So he's living in a poison world. I'm saying, well, let's what's a fun band? He's living in a Motley Crue. He has a Motley Crue mindset, but it's a Pearl Jam world.
I would say he's more in a Vanilla Ice mindset, and it's a Nirvana world. Yeah, because it's 1991, man. The Beastie Boys are still around. They're still doing white rap and stuff, but it's fucking check your head time. Like it's different. It's way different than it was just a few years before.
It's the beginning of grunge,
and even Vanilla Ice changed.
Oh, we know.
Many years later, during the new metal time when he felt like the world was ready to receive him once more.
He had to change. He had to go into his cocoon. It's actually emerge as a butterfly.
It's actually the one show that the two shows I regret not going to in Lubbock was Vanilla Ice's new metal show when we played at a venue for like 100 people maybe, and the show where Coal Chamber broke up on stage. Those are the only two. That would have been the only two that I regret not going to.
Fuck you, Stu.
Patrick, you bitch. You fucked my wife, Sam.
Well, at that point, with Karla being beaten so badly, Karla's parents dragged her from the Bernardo home and brought her to stay with them. Now, it may be that Karla knew that the game was up, and it was only a matter of time before Paul got caught because his behavior was becoming so erratic. Or she might have paid attention when her parents and her friends told her that Paul would eventually kill her if she stayed in the marriage. But either way, it's here that Karla told her parents that Paul had killed Tammy Lynn.
Whoa. Yeah, dude. That's a strange conversation around the kitchen table. I want to see like the Kraft cheese commercial where it's like, cheese can help. Did your daughter just confess to murder with her boyfriend?
And then it's just you all eating just like cold, just opening up the single packets of Kraft cheese and just shoving it in your mouth as you're crying over a bottle of scotch.
We better potato pay him.
Cheese makes it better.
Yeah, cheese is great.
But there is a theory that Karla started to prepare her ultimate gymnastics flip. Flip.
Defense.
Yeah.
Defense.
Oh, perhaps. Yes. Defense.
Yeah.
She started to understand, and apparently she started reading books about women being trapped in abusive relationships. And while she was absolutely in an abusive relationship, she keyed onto this idea that as long as you fully give over to saying, and really admitting, like, I have been under the control of this man, you might just be able to get away with murder if you start to set the groundwork early.
Well, from that time forward, Karla was out of the marriage for good, which left Paul twisting in the wind. Meanwhile, the Green Ribbon Task Force was chasing their tails even harder than they had before. They'd found an abandoned cream-colored Camaro and breathlessly announced to the media that they were finally on the trail of the killer.
Okay, here's our theory. We have found this abandoned Camaro, and there's a part of us that think that maybe this man has turned himself into a series of bets.
Yes.
And that's why we are talking to a resident food-based vampire, Spatula. As our he is the main suspect in this crime. And Spatula, once we find your casket, you best believe we will give you a stern questioning and then let you go.
No, I'm sorry, officer. This is Roy Blorbinson's used car lot. So,
Roy!
yeah,
Blorbenson!
yeah,
Of course!
it's Blorbinson's car lot.
How much for the cream-colored Camaro? Honestly, seeing so many pictures of it just makes me want one.
Meanwhile, Paul was being arrested for entirely different crimes. He was taken into custody for the assault of Karla Homolka, but as expected, he was released the next day.
Why?
With Karla, it's just...
They just let him pay his bond because he paid his bond and he left.
But this is the first time he was actually charged with something?
Yes.
First time ever, yeah.
So he's finally getting his rap sheet that he needs for his rap career.
Yes.
With Karla gone, Paul took a bunch of pills, drank a lot of vodka, and confronted Karla's mother at her workplace. Then Paul got his ever-dutiful goon friends to search Karla's vet clinic to see if she was there.
Paul, is she a cat? No.
No.
Is she a German shepherd?
No, you know she's a woman.
Oh, God dang it. Is she a table?
Do I have to tell you goons how to do every single goddamn thing? All right, she's a woman, first of all. Then that means that's a pile of breasts and she's got 2 legs.
Okay.
But when it became clear that Karla was gone, Paul fell into a puddle of self-pity.
Oh.
He sat in his so-called music room, set up his video camera, and recorded himself wailing and moaning about his lost love, speaking directly to Karla. He then started talking as if he was going to commit suicide. But when he, quote-unquote, tried cutting his wrists in front of the camera, he didn't even draw blood.
Oh, it's just even the thought of it hurts.
What? I mean, obviously, suicide's a horrible thing, but just another indication
He
of
could have
how
committed suicide, though.
performative and yeah, I mean, who gives a shit? He should have
Yeah.
many years ago, perhaps.
2 weeks later, he was still wailing into the camera, talking about how he was too young to die.
I'm too young to die. He was doing kind of like that style of like rappers like screaming in the rain. You know what I mean? Like him just being like, I got too much love to give. God, don't take me now. Like him doing his thing where he's just like, God's coming for me. Oh yeah, it was the angel of death's coming for me.
Well, you're
Yeah.
a perfectly healthy young man. You're just a total and complete douchebag.
Yeah, but
So
what
no one's
about
coming
me
for you.
being sad?
Well, meanwhile, Karla had quickly figured out that the best thing to do to keep her own head above water was to flip on Paul as hard and fast as she could.
Boom, 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 she flipped.
Well, her injuries from his last assault were bad enough to put her in the hospital because as the days passed, her tales of abuse got more and more elaborate. She made claims that he made her sleep in the root cellar, that he threw knives at her, and that he threatened to kill her and make it look like an accident.
Yeah, apparently there was like one thing that she said in this statement that she made. She was like, he would put me down in the root cellar, and then sometimes he'd come and scare me, and what he'd do is he'd stay at the top of the door and say, don't let the night attackers get you, and then close the door on me in the dark. And it's this thing where I think it could have happened, but
Yeah.
still, like, you know, you deserved it. You fucking Karla Homolka, fuck you. I don't know. You guys are all fucking bastards.
Yeah. No, they're all fucking horrible. All of them are horrible.
I mean, they were deeply abused. Everyone's abused.
Yeah, there's a lot of issues here.
Yeah, I mean, he may have done those things, but Karla was definitely lying about her mental state. She claimed to have been both depressed and suicidal, but the doctors taking care of her said that she didn't appear depressed or suicidal at all, and in fact was cheerily taking things quite well.
But we will say, honestly, one caveat I will put on that is that truly, you never know how you'd react, right? No one really knows how you'd react if you're in this scenario. I understand that. But what really then throws all of this under the bus is when you get to the trial and you show the tapes.
Well, I
because
mean,
the
my
tapes
God,
are the
she
thing
ate
that
her-
show who she really was.
Yeah, she killed her sister and
Yes.
ate her out.
And just moved
Which
on.
was- yeah,
And just moved
she's
on.
just absolutely horrible. And of course, abuse in any circumstance is horrible.
She continued to plan her wedding. And again, it's just like, I don't know how to say it. Planning a wedding is stressful enough.
But then, finally, 2 years after Paul Bernardo's sample was sent to the United States for DNA testing,
Yes.
the results came back.
O.J. Simpson? What?
It was proved that Paul Bernardo was the Scarborough rapist.
All right.
Detective Irwin, who had so lazily fucked up during the investigation, he was suddenly interested again.
Yeah, I don't know. As long as he got his nap, he
hope,
was ready
yeah.
to get back in there.
Yeah, they have to sleep like bears.
But I suppose since DNA was still in its early days, it wouldn't fully become a part of accepted criminal investigation until the O.J. Simpson trial. Detective Irwin didn't arrest Paul Bernardo.
Oh my fucking God. At some point, the cops are complicit
they-
in murder.
Well, now they feel like they need even more evidence.
Why?
Right?
Yeah.
So the more evidence they get, they need
Unfortunately-
more
Well,
evidence.
I mean,
What's
dude,
fucked
look at it this way. DNA did not convict O.J. Simpson with
Yeah.
as much DNA as there was in that. So
I'm going to say there were some circumstantial situations that were outside of the courtroom taking place.
There were rhymes. Do you remember that? The rhymes saved him. But guess what? With Paul Bernardo, the rhymes damned him.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I'll tell you this. They did put a 24-hour surveillance team on Paul, and they did tap his phone. They're trying to look for more evidence. They're actually doing due diligence now that the hard work is over and done with. Now they can get to the easy stuff.
Okay.
And with that, the mountain of information about Paul Bernardo's behavior and demeanor was finally looked at in the correct light. And with all of it put together, Bernardo was finally made the prime suspect in the Mahaffey and French murders.
I can just imagine the way they tap their phone too, where it's just like, oh, I better call Bubba, picks up the phone. You're being monitored by the Canadian police. we want to tell them.
We want to make sure that they know it's being polite.
Yeah.
If we did.
Bubba, do you think they're monitoring me?
But Karla wasn't ready to flip just yet. Instead, she laid more groundwork because Karla was, and presumably still is, lethally intelligent.
Oh, yes. She's very clever. She proves to be more and more clever as the time goes.
And as Henry said, Karla had been reading books about abused spouses. And in these books, all of the fault is removed from the abused partner. And in a normal abusive relationship, this claim is correct. Nothing is the fault of the abuse. The fault is entirely on the person committing the crime.
Absolutely.
But with Karla, this principle was twisted into a kind of alibi for the crimes she committed and participated in. During a 5-hour-long police interview, Karla presented herself as a textbook example of a battered wife, a woman who only ever pretended to like Paul and only married him because she felt like she had no choice. But Karla was able to get rankled. During the interview,
Sorry, I said it like it was a delicious meal.
Yeah, you did. Like it was like a new Pringle came out. And you're like, I like the ketchup Pringle, but I didn't know they were going to have mustard Pringle too.
McDonald's pizza flavored Pringles. It's amazing because it tastes like the pizza. That's probably the most accurate Pringle flavor that you get.
I can't even imagine that.
well, during the interview, the cops asked her about a Mickey Mouse watch she was seen wearing in the photographs. You know, because when someone goes to the hospital for abuse, they take photographs of all the bruises and wounds.
Yeah.
The reason behind this question was that Kristen French had owned that exact same watch.
Oh my fucking God. She was wearing the victim's
She was-
watch, and it's a Mickey Mouse watch. These
She
kids,
was
they're
actively
kids.
wearing it.
That's
It wasn't
so-
in a box.
So
It
she was wearing this as a treasure or as a
Trophy.
Trophy.
We don't know for sure if it is her watch. Karla said that it was the Mickey Mouse watch belonged to her sister. And her sister said, yeah, like I've got a Mickey Mouse watch just like that. But it still made the fucking cops, made something go ding, ding, ding. Because they knew that psychopaths sometimes took trophies. And this watch seemed to be just such an artifact. At the very least, it was reminding her of the crime.
Yeah.
But despite Karla's supposed depression and suicidal tendencies, she began dating again. Just a little over a month after she left Paul Bernardo.
Somebody single. What you gonna do?
God, serialkillerdate.com.
And he was right there, man. That guy,
Yeah.
this man just showed right up for it.
Oh, yeah, Jim Hutton.
Oh, yeah. He's just like, me and honestly, Karla, I love the hair.
She's, yeah, I mean, obviously they're called the Ken and Barbie killers for a reason. I mean,
she's fine.
she's fine,
Yeah.
sure. Yeah,
Yeah, she's cute enough. Yeah, and you know, Jim Hutton, looked a lot like Paul Bernardo, even drove the same car. But according to him, he and Karla mostly ate pizza, had sex, and watched hockey.
Canadian at its very best.
She should have just done that her entire life. That's great.
She was doing all of that, but also
yeah,
keeping sex slaves.
Yeah, that's I'm saying, carve out that part.
Yeah.
Now, once Karla figured out that the cops were thinking about involving her in the murder charges, she told her lawyer that she had been involved in the death of her sister. And she told her lawyer that she had been there when Leslie Mahaffey and Kristen French were killed. This is the first time she's coming out with it.
Okay, so you were there when 3 people were killed.
But she just kind of floated this, right? Because she knows that now they're really starting to zero in on her, and she's just being like, I actually might know quite a bit about something that happened over there. I kind of know what happened. I was there for it, but we're going to have to wait to talk about it because I'm not ready. I'm not emotionally ready.
Oh my gosh.
So Karla and her attorney basically began working the police, setting the scene for the big offer to come. In her next interview with the police, Karla talked further about Paul's abuse. And while this would be a gut-wrenching affair for most people, Karla lit up when people paid attention, almost as if she were feeding on their sympathy.
The way I would describe it is that it seemed as if it was a gossip-like session for her to talk about this shit.
And
I watched a little bit of one of her statements. One of her statements is like they have her talking about it, and she you could see she tries to act like traumatized, like not to be anything, but it's weird. She gets caught up in telling the story, and obviously it's just been like, and wouldn't you believe, like that kind of stuff. Where you're like, like it's like you're talking like with your girlfriend while you're shopping.
Yeah, and maybe she was happy to get it off her chest, and she also may think that she's really controlling the narrative so perfectly. She's gleeful.
Well, the truth is that yes, as she started as the deal started to take form, she became more at ease.
Yeah,
I'm sure she did.
And the detectives did their best to lead Karla to the story that everyone wanted. They would tell her about instances in which abuse victims disassociated themselves from situations in order to survive. And Karla would say,
Yep, that's me.
They then told her about battered wife syndrome.
I am the most battered wife. I might as well be a fish fry. I am the most.
A cod, perhaps.
Yeah. Then after it was all over and the cops had a suitably sympathetic view of Karla, she and her lawyer went for the kill shot. Karla would testify against Paul Bernardo in the murders of Leslie Mahaffey and Kristen French, but only if Karla was granted complete and total immunity for the murders of both girls.
Sure.
Jesus.
All right. And they were like, tantalizing.
Yeah, but what about do you even need her to fucking testify? You got 10 hours of videotapes, but I know they don't know about that yet.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Well, I mean, last episode we did go a bit into the paper that Canadian police used to justify Karla's claims. Henry went through it. But it also seems that prosecutors might have been, let's say, a little overeager to get the whole thing over and done with in the easiest way possible.
What else do they have to do? I don't understand it.
I've got the biggest pumpkin competitions coming up, and my pumpkin is honestly, I haven't been there to encourage it.
You don't have to encourage it.
Yeah, you do. You
It's
gotta
a
sit
gourd.
there. I gotta get my
Well, actually,
wicker
maybe
chair
it's
out.
not.
I gotta go up to it and be like, girl, you bastard. Girl, you're
Wow.
behind the others. Sometimes they need some harsh love.
Also, I believe it might be a legume. I
A
forget what the
pumpkin? Pumpkin's a gourd.
Nah, it might not be a gourd. I looked it up recently.
Do you know anything now what we just opened ourselves up to with
legume
everything
is-
that we've done?
A legume is underground. It's a root plant.
My gourds go underground every single time I talk about this case.
Yeah, that's true. And Karla Homolka will go dig them out for you.
Well, in the Karla, I was about to say in the Karla gourd scenario. In the Karla deal scenario.
It's a squash.
It's good. I'm glad. Good.
Yes.
Thank you. We just avoided letters.
Just got I got a fucking answer right today.
Well, in the Karla deal scenario, cops had an eyewitness to all the crimes who could go on the stand and lay out the whole thing for them, instead of them having to go through all the pesky business of building a case. So investigators took the deal.
When one of the first caveats of the deal, which I think is very Canadian, is this: they're like, now you gotta promise to tell the truth. Right? Like that's the main thing of the deal.
You just have to promise.
You got to promise. Because
No, okay, I killed 3 people and I raped my own sister.
Yep.
But yeah, I'll promise to tell you the truth.
As long as you're honest about it, we love it. We
Oh
love
my
everything
God,
that you're
I'm
saying.
just so fucking.
But he also, they didn't know that they had it all on videotape yet. This is before they knew
So
that
they made
there was all of this other evidence.
Oh, God.
She's very, very smart because she waited to tell them that it's all on tape.
Once all the tape comes out, though, can't the cops just say, "What about that?"
This
New
is the
evidence
thing.
has come to light,
It's
man.
because you're already going to sign the deal. You've already signed
feel like
the
there's
deal.
gotta be a way to.
And they said,
Change it up a little
basically,
bit,
they
but-
said, we can't renege on a deal. Canadians don't renege.
Oh my God!
Now, this doesn't mean that Karla wasn't going to serve any time, because that'd just be fucking crazy. But in order to serve that absolute minimum, her lawyer told her that she had to act the part. So she moved back in with her parents and broke up with her new boyfriend. Fucking a new guy a month after you left your abusive husband and while you're going through a murder plea deal. It looks bad. Looks like you're not
guy-
taking it seriously.
That man seriously just seems like every dude just wants to drink some beer, eat some watch hockey, and then you're like,
But he
"What
dated-
are you up to?"
He dated Karla Homolka.
He didn't know it was
know.
Karla Homolka yet.
He doesn't know.
Oh.
He doesn't
Yeah.
know. He's
Yeah.
just,
That's
he
a
just
big
wants-
secret.
He is huge.
I'm actively being investigated for all the big crimes. You know, all the big crimes everybody's talking about?
The Canadians are on.
Yeah. You're talking about how the crime of the Edmonton Oilers and their performances here.
Good work.
Rise from your grave.
Well, meanwhile, cops still hadn't arrested Paul Bernardo. He'd actually started dating again as well.
What?
He reconnected with a woman named Marie Magritte. Now, we say that Karla is a 1 in a million woman, but Marie seemed to be at least somewhat on the same wavelength. After Marie was suitably impressed with Paul's claims to have gone full-time as a rapper.
I mean, if you don't have another job, you are a full-time rapper.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
After that, the two of them went back to his place where she typed this odd little message into the word processor on Paul's computer.
Marie loves Paul with all her heart and soul and promises to have wild and violent sex with him tonight and every night. In response, he promises to be a faithful, loyal dog, in which sex with any other female is punishable by death, by order of Her Majesty the Queen Marie, and she will punish him if he is unfaithful.
Now, what in the hell is happening?
I'm Marie.
God, that poor computer having to take all that in. My goodness gracious. Okay, so she might be a little bit off her rocker. Maybe just a little.
Maybe.
She's got a lot going on.
Yeah.
Yeah. But about a fucking week later.
Yep. I mean,
Paul-
you can't startle them.
Yeah.
All right,
Paul,
you can't, man. Honestly, you gotta let him ease into jail.
I guess.
Paul was finally arrested for the murders of Kristen French and Leslie Mahaffey.
Woo!
When he was arrested, though, he acted just as bored and entitled as he'd been every other time he'd been questioned. See, even though he was unstable, Paul still thought that he was invincible. Even after he'd been arrested for 2 horrific murders, he was still certain that this was just a slight roadblock on his path towards becoming the biggest white rapper in the world.
Dude,
Maybe if he
jeez.
tried to gain weight and actually became the Guinness World Record holder for
Yeah.
largest rapper,
Chubby
right? Like if
rapper,
he actually
yeah.
might have gotten a way in. That could have been a good hook.
Well, I
man,
think
he's
Big
not. I don't know
Pun.
if he's fucking. Big Pun.
Fatty
You get
Blonde.
Fatty Blonde would actually work. It's also a good name for a beer.
Ooh, yeah.
Now, smartly, Paul actually said nothing to the cops concerning his crimes. It was either no comment or I want my lawyer. But when one detective remembered something Karla's mother said about Paul, the detective brought up Paul's theory of life concerning looping. And Paul suddenly came to life.
Like music looping?
Yes.
Yeah, using the ding, 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 ding,
Oh
ding.
my God,
Using
I
that
can't.
as an example. Paul went into a long diatribe about beat looping and sampling. The cop, sensing he was getting somewhere, asked Paul if he had a record contract or if his album was finished.
Because honestly, I'm liking your style. And,
Yeah.
I've been
Yeah.
looking at getting into the talent management business.
You know, that's the one nice market that rappers hadn't cornered yet. The police. So if you can get all police,
police
to love your
to like
rap,
your
that's
rap.
huge. I mean, that's a niche market inside of a niche market.
Yeah, but this line of questioning was unfruitful. What follows here is Paul's true response, said during his interrogation for the murder of 2 teenage girls, the only time he came alive after saying no comment or I want a lawyer to every other question.
You know, a lot of it's in my mind, you know, because you have a song and you know what you know, what beat's going to go to that song, like what the song's about, you know, like the blah, 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 blah. And then it's sort of like there's preparation time, you know. So if you want to be a writer, you got to go into love songs. You got to pull out how people feel, you know, and you can't just say, there, I love you. You know, that's how I'll go. And then you walk on the beach. You have to be able to put it on an image, right? Like it's like a type scenario where you walk on the beach and through the sand, hand in hand. You see how that rhymes? Sand and hand. So I've done the research into other people's songs, right? And I pulled out their best images, and I spend a lot of time like doing that, you know. Plus, it's a lot of rhyming and stuff like that. So I spend a lot of time putting words that kind of rhyme together, you know.
Sure.
So I could sit here and say, instead of saying rap, rhymes would say like back. You know what I mean? Rap or something like that. And then you could sit there and you're going to have a whole page of like what rhymes. I have a rhyme book too to back that up. In the rhyme book, it's not as detailed as kind of what I wanted.
And that's when the fucking detective said, enough! Stop
Okay.
it! No more!
He is the McDonald's pizza of rappers. It is just not good.
I did not improv on that.
No.
Like there is this is a straight
Zero.
rip from the interrogation.
That is unbelievably horrible.
Yeah. They then tried moving on the cement. You remember the cement that Leslie Mahaffey was her body was encased in after the murder?
And they did that horribly wrong as well.
They started ribbing him about how poorly he'd mixed it. But Paul, deflecting the trademark Canadian passive aggressiveness right back, just said that if he'd mixed the cement, he would have done the job right, because he would have read the instructions.
Because what you gotta do here is, I'm gonna fucking scream!
Man, those Beaver Lumber, they're still just going about their day like nothing happened, huh?
No,
Yep.
Now, eventually, cops got a full search warrant for Paul Bernardo's home. They found blood spots on the wall, newspaper clippings about each of the crimes, test tubes containing mysterious substances, and a brown paper bag filled with soiled women's underwear.
But what's weird is, right, they did not technically find a heck of a lot of physical evidence inside of the house.
Yeah.
They found these things, and it was really flimsy.
The underwear are pretty big of the victims.
But you can kind of explain shit away. Like he buys fucking underwear and he comes in them. Is that a crime? That's what he does, right? Whatever. But then they found these tapes, and they did not know that this was going to happen, right? They found these tapes, and
oh my gosh, what's on this? I wonder.
All there.
Yikes!
Yeah. That's the thing. The tapes showed Karla as a willing, lasciviously participating partner, including the tape with the Atlantic City sex worker, where Karla, according to Invisible Darkness, didn't look like anyone's victim.
You know, not to be too out of school here, because she had a signature move. She did have, in the video, she had a
What do you mean
signature
a signature move?
She liked
Like the figure 4 leg lock? What are you talking about?
She liked sitting on a woman's face. Right, like she liked to do the
like
thing where
Yokozuna.
Oh yeah, I mean, like a lot of wonderful women
Yeah.
that like to sit on somebody's face,
Sure.
right? And so that was her thing, and she would do that continuously, very enthusiastically.
Yeah.
Okay.
But included with the regular sex tapes were the recordings of the rapes of Tammy Homolka, Kristen French, and Leslie Mahaffey. So Karla was formally arrested and charged with murder, but deal's already made.
Yep.
This is all just a part of the plan. In exchange for her testimony, Karla would receive a 10-year sentence and would be eligible for parole in just 3. In the meantime, Karla was sent to a psychiatric hospital until the trial, where she was diagnosed with PTSD. Only problem was that while she was under care, she was still sending nude Polaroids of herself to that guy she had dated right after breaking up with Paul, over to Jim Hutton.
Do you have any idea how difficult it is to get a picture of your asshole with the Polaroid?
I mean,
Yeah.
it's
That
so
is
difficult.
not easy. You have to set it up, the timer. I don't even know if they had timers in the early 90s. Maybe.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah. For the Polaroids, of course. And just about every other aspect of her character was found by other doctors to be wildly inconsistent with a diagnosis of PTSD. But while her immunity applied to Kristen French and Leslie Mahaffey, there was still the matter of the murder of her sister Tammy. For that, Karla got 2 concurrent 12-year terms, which added just a year to her mandatory time before parole.
Oh, they didn't add it. They didn't add it to the other one.
No,
so it wasn't
no,
22 years. It was just 12
She got
years
one,
total.
She gets one like you're bad, And then that's
So
it.
they all ran concurrent. Oh, my
Yeah.
goodness gracious.
And so Karla Homolka spent 4 days giving her statement on what happened with the 3 murdered girls, as well as all the other rapes she and Paul committed. She told the same stories again and again, but each time she'd either add details or omit details, depending on who she was talking to. And from what investigators said, she loved every minute of it. Now, her testimony was too much for some detectives, and one even got physically ill during Karla's testimony.
so Canadian. That's the thing, man. It does get to a point where, like, I do understand it is very traumatic, but, like, you're a cop.
They're on a gravy diet.
It's hard.
It comes up.
Well, as such, they took a lot of breaks. And while you'd think that Karla would welcome breaks from reliving all this horror, she told them they were actually taking too many breaks. And if they were taking breaks for her sake, they shouldn't worry, because she was doing just fine.
So even
Honestly, if you
Karla-
bring a mannequin in here, I can show you on the mannequin on what we did. And I actually, I've been drawing a bunch of pictures of it, and I really been thinking about it. I got my buddy Jim. He could stand in for Paul.
So the Karla thought the cops were lazy.
Well, not lazy. It wasn't that they were lazy. I think it's that she loved recounting the tales, and she was getting tired of having to stop over and over again. She was getting
Oh, my
tired.
God.
Right when she was getting going, they'd have to take a break. I think she
I'm
was just
about
enjoying
to
it too much.
Oh my God, another break.
So, based on Karla's testimony, Paul was formally charged with 2 counts of first-degree murder, 2 counts of kidnapping, 2 counts of unlawful confinement, 2 counts of aggravated sexual assault, and 1 count of indignity to a human body. That's, of course, the dismemberment.
And 1 count of not owning a cream Camaro. I can't believe how much cream Camaro stuff we talked about.
You
And he
don't
didn't
even have
own
it?
That's a crime to
You don't
me.
even have it?
You don't even have it.
But you get an award for being the best rapper we've arrested for rape today.
Meanwhile, Paul's father was just being released from jail on an unrelated molestation charge.
Oh my God, this whole fucking family can
But that's not his biological daddy. That's just the one who raised him.
Okay,
Yeah.
great.
Yeah.
I just wonder. That makes me feel worse.
Yeah. And as soon as he was released, he started taking bids on his story about raising the most notorious sex killer in Canadian history.
So he was fucking proud of
Yeah,
it.
he loved it.
Oh my God,
he
this
loved
is
the
so
attention.
gross.
These guys all love attention. But also one of the deals, one of the only, like, I think, like, good part of the deal that she got is that she was prohibited from making any money off the story.
Yeah.
So she was not allowed to sell her life rights. She wasn't allowed to write a book.
There
that's
was
the
that
only
movie
thing
made
they
about
did.
her.
Yeah, but she
Yeah.
didn't make any money from that, and it was just Lauren Prepon.
I like her. That 70s show.
She's good. It's not her fault, but ooh.
Yeah, it's bad.
Now, before the trial, prosecutors had to review the tapes Paul and Karla made.
Ooh,
There were, in
yikes.
fact, just 2 made involving the sexual assaults, but each one was 3.5 hours long.
God damn it, that's so fucking brutal. I remember doing grand jury duty, and we had to watch an assault
So
that took
long.
place in a hallway, and it is so fucking traumatizing. I feel horrible for the jurors. Truly,
yes.
Talk about having PTSD. I hope they went to therapy after this. 'Cause
Well, the thing is that the
you see
families.
true horror like that, you never expect to see it.
But what's fucked up, and obviously this is a very complicated issue, but the victims' families were trying to block anybody from seeing.
Yeah, I
the
actually
tapes.
understand that perspective too. But you got to get the guy convicted.
If you don't watch the tapes, that was the
but
evidence.
did they? Okay, well,
That was the evidence.
yeah.
No. Well, the first tape, named Red Hot Chili Pepper, had
Oh my
sex-
fucking God! I'm gonna kill this. Is he alive so I can go
He
kill
is.
him?
He is
Okay.
Yeah, he is. Yeah. That had sex acts involving Leslie Mahaffey and Kristen French. And also Red Hot Chili Pepper, I don't think it was a reference to the band. It was a reference to the fucking Hot Wings place that Paul liked.
I'm just so much more mad and just.
Yeah, that it's wing based.
I can't believe you brought food into this,
you're
especially
bringing
one of my
wings?
favorite foods.
You're bringing
chicken wings.
wings into this.
I'm gonna fucking kill this man.
Also, wings are how him and Karla met.
Yeah.
Oh God, just gripping each other's, just rubbing her clit with his spicy finger.
It happens sometimes, though, in consensual relationships.
It really shouldn't, though. You need to wash your hands before you touch somebody's private
I
parts.
know,
or
no,
yours.
You whap you
Don't
whap
even
it.
pick your nose.
Sometimes you get so riled up because the wings are there. And
No, I know. I went
Yeah.
to the bathroom actually recently after having some hot wings. Not fully washed my nuts. I was like, well, they're alive. I definitely felt that.
The second tape was a continuation of Kristen French, but also had the rapes of Tammy Lynn and Jane Doe. In this one, despite Karla's claims to the contrary, she could clearly be seen pouring halothane on a cloth repeatedly and holding it over Jane's face. And from what people who saw it said, Karla was having one hell of a time throughout.
She really was.
So at this point, the plea deal is done. And she goes on and she still testifies against him. The jurors must have been like, get the fuck out of here.
I mean,
the jurors, if no one's getting charged with the crime, then what the fuck do the jurors have to do with it?
Well, they're also being instructed, right? Because basically they say, like, she has a deal. Like, she is not like, she's not a part of it. She's already going to be punished on the side. We're going to do it. But now you're going to listen to her as if she is a very important witness.
Yeah.
Well, the rest of the tapes contain 6.5 hours of voyeurism, from girls undressing through bedroom windows to 2 different segments of girls urinating. There was also a 70-minute segment in which Karla role-played as Tammy, and this was after Tammy had been killed.
So gross.
Meanwhile, more and more people were starting to see through Homolka's ruse, although by this point, it was too late to do anything about it. Homolka's ruse sounds like a chess move.
It does sound, or like a Polish romance.
One doctor said that she showed no lasting signs of abuse, and the only thing wrong with her was that she was stressed about going to jail. Others noticed that she would lie if it was in her best interest to do so. And again, her stories changed depending on who she was talking to. She also used the recovered memory trick. Oh, no. I just remembered something else.
Oh, no.
Uh-oh.
Big Bird was there. And
Big Bird. Oh, no kidding.
Of course, she learned that from her favorite book in high school, Michelle Remembers.
Hey, we also have to remember,
God.
Paul did join the Masons during this whole time period. There are some people who wonder if he was a part of some system, some other men who come about, like some group. There's some there, because if you haven't watched Program to Kill Part 63, you don't know enough to talk about this case.
I don't think he's quite smart enough to be recruited by anybody.
I don't know if the Illuminati is even smart themselves. The dumbest, biggest conspiracy.
Yeah, the Illuminati.
Well, then... Well, then it came time for the trial. Over the course of 9 days, Karla casually testified on her version of events while talking the jury through all of the videos, which were shown 3 times in their entirety during the trial.
Oh my God. You can just see it like, and then that's when we did that, and then I took the nuts out of the lizard. And then we had lunch. And then it's like, oh my fucking God.
I do in all of the, you watch a bunch of coverage of the trial. And one of my favorite bits was they really focused on, there was one guy that was an expert called by the, who's called by the prosecution, whose only job was to prove that it was that Paul was able to move a 200-pound concrete block from his house to the where they dumped the body, right? And he's like, and we went out there, we mixed the concrete, and we moved a 200-pound thing. And honestly, at the very end, you really got to look up to Paul for the amount of work that he did.
My God, I am gonna die. I am so upset.
It's just simply, it was exhausting.
Oh, God.
And the fact that he even went and did it was just like, because then I was thinking, though, as I'm doing, I'm like, why am I even doing this? And I forget I'm a paid investigator for the prosecution.
Yeah, that's right. And theoretically, you're pretending you're a murderer trying to hide a body.
I got the tips going, as you can see. I got my tips going. I learned some rhymes.
I mean, that's the thing, is that when Karla was up there, like, she had a complete and total change in personality. She's just fine.
She wore no
all
makeup.
this shit.
She dressed down, and it was very just like.
She went the humble Casey Anthony approach.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, and the prosecutor said, no. The change in the personality, it's because she's coming out from under Paul's shadow. That's why she's fine now.
Sure,
shadow.
But the doctor on the other side said, no. We can use that same data to indicate that this woman is a psychopath.
Sure, you could have, yeah.
But as Karla got more and more attention with each passing day, she got stronger and more self-assured. Every day, she appeared fresher than the day before, as if she was looking forward to reliving the horrors she'd seen during her time with Paul Bernardo.
Really the anti-Michael Jackson approach, because by the end of his trial, he was very sad and tired.
He was tired.
Yes.
As for Paul's testimony, he took the stand, and he also enjoyed it.
This is his big moment. This is the biggest crowd he's ever performed in front of.
It really is true. And
Mom's
it really
spaghetti.
shows it. Like, it really does. Like, you could see whenever he has the chance, like that interrogation video I watched, once he's on camera, he really thinks he's a fucking superstar.
Oh my God.
He got to review each of his trophies in minute detail, and he got to watch his videos out in the open, savoring the shattering effect they had on everybody in the room. As for the prosecution's part, they were inadvertently playing along. During the video of Jane Doe, the prosecuting attorney went blow by blow with Paul on a close-up shot of Paul wiping blood away from her anus. And the prosecutor kept somehow incorrectly mispronouncing the word anal as anal.
Oh, come on, man. We just got to fucking stop this already. I'm just... U.S. criminal justice, we got problems. We got problems, but this is like a different kind of problem.
There was also a clip, and I mean it. He did the Norm Macdonald thing where there's a clip,
Note to
right,
self?
where he is watching this video, and all of this shit's going on, like it's the end of a rape, and then he goes to Karla. He screams at her, "Go get me a tissue, you idiot!" Right? He go get me a tissue
In the
you
courtroom?
idiot. In the courtroom. They show this video, and then when he said, "Be like," and it's like, honestly, you could say a lot of bad things about me, obviously, because at the end of that video, I was a real jerk.
Yeah, you were a real fucking jerk, Paul.
It's not even a bit.
You were a jerk.
He does that thing, and he's just like, but is it illegal for me to be a jerk? And they're like, yeah, it is. You're a rapist. Because he kept saying, I'm a
jerk?
His thing is that he admitted to doing the sexual assault. Like he said, obviously this, but I didn't kill anybody. She did. Off camera, she was killing him.
Yeah. And also when the prosecution was going through like that whole video, with Jane Doe, they played it multiple times for Paul and kept making him go over it over and over and over again.
Well, it's because, again, they're just so naive. Whatever.
But in the end, Karla's testimony was really all that was needed to pin the murders on Paul Bernardo. He was found guilty on all counts and was sentenced to life in prison. And today, he lives in a plexiglass cell like fucking Magneto, unable to congregate with other prisoners out of the certainty that he will be murdered.
I got a email from someone I can't name, but they did say, because who knows if it's correct or not, but it did sound interesting. Basically saying Paul Bernardo spends his life. He gets 1 hour of recess a day. He lives in a fucking plastic square.
Just another larger square.
Yes, and then he spends most of his day shadow boxing. And he said what he's doing, he's prepping for when he finally get out there, mix it up with all these fuckers trying to kill me.
Yeah.
Oh, my God.
Meanwhile, he just runs right back to protective custody. He is not trying to go to jail.
No, I did read one comment. I don't know if this is true, but someone said that they have to bring his meals in like randomly from restaurants outside because the staff, if they know it's Bernardo's food, they piss in it, spit in it, jerk off in it, and so on and so forth. Yeah.
He deserves that for the rest of his life.
I mean, it happens. A lot of people
except he gets better food because he's getting it from restaurants.
Food. Yeah. As for Karla, she had a long journey all of her own through prison, which we'll cover on a future Relax Fit episode. It's really a whole different side quest.
Oh, yes, man. Because she really did go and she lived a whole life.
I bet she kind of didn't have the worst time.
In prison, she did say,
type was...
in prison, she said, I have never felt as safe as I do in prison now that I'm away from Paul.
Yeah, and she's praying on God knows who in there.
Few people. But regardless of her adventures, Karla did indeed serve her entire paltry sentence of 10 years. She was released on July 4th, 2005, with a statement from a judge that said that Karla was still very much a risk to the public at large. But it might be that the judge was wrong. Although we don't know for a fact that Karla Homolka has been a model citizen since her release, she certainly hasn't been arrested for anything else, nor has she even been suspected of another crime as far as I know. Most likely, all of Karla's juice is used up.
Yep. The juice has been loose, and now the juice is dry.
Unlike male serial killers, Karla seems to have committed these crimes out of desire rather than compulsion. See, we've seen again and again, male serial killers like Andre Chikatilo. Andre Chikatilo was killing, went into prison, came out of prison, tried to not kill, and started killing again.
Right.
It's got something to do with how evil the penis is. The penis just has this it becomes a compulsion and they can't escape it.
It's a compulsion. It is a mental illness. It is a horrible mental illness.
I don't know if we need to blame it on an appendage that has
my penis makes me do. Sometimes you got to get the devils out just so that you can work.
You say that quite often.
Yeah, I mean these guys have a compulsion. They keep going even after it's obvious that they will get caught if they keep going. But Karla has no such compulsion. She did the crimes because she wanted to, because it scratched an itch. Now, she either no longer wants to do it, or she knows that if she does, she will go to prison for the rest of her life. Now, she did get married to her lawyer's brother after prison, and she did have children with him. But from last reports, Karla Homolka now lives in Quebec alone. And God willing, that's where and how she'll die.
Nice.
Can you?
Nice.
What is it like to be like, hey, Mom? What? Oh, God! You know
What'd
when
you
discover,
do during the 90s?
Yeah,
Where
you
were
know
you
what
when
you
9/11
do?
happened?
You know, you discover like when you know, as you get older, you realize your parents are just people. And you're like, yeah, you make mistakes. I get it. I'm not going to hold
No, it's
these
true.
grudges because when my dad was 30, he had 3 kids. I don't know how to.
Also,
but like when you realize your mom is a person, but then also one of the worst serial rapist murderers in Canadian history.
I don't know.
Gosh,
I don't know.
That's a tough Thanksgiving dinner.
How does Jay Leno's kids live?
Jay is he just wants to fuck cars. God, I watched 4 minutes of that show. He literally, he looks at cars like they are
Sexual.
That's just very weird to me.
Also, if anybody, what I've been trying to find and scouring the internet for and can't find, Paul Bernardo wrote a novel from jail, a sci-fi novel called A Mad World Order. And this is the description of it.
Oh my God.
The overwhelming firepower directed at them meant, however, all of the Zetas were meeting their fate. Bodies with guns attached flailed upon the bullet's impact. Blood, flesh, and bones exploded from multiple parts of their bodies as the oversized bullets flew through them. The white cement and stucco house and its patio was left behind with gray, tan, and crimson pieces of body art and blood.
Why are the oversized bullets?
It is I don't know. It is just, but it was about the Russian plot to take over a social media site and satisfy ambitions to establish itself as an international superpower.
Strangely accurate.
Yeah.
Yep.
Isn't that weird? He did call Facebook though.
He did.
Or Meta, whatever the fuck it's called now.
Fuck him and fuck Meta. Fuck the whole fucking thing. I hope it sinks into the fucking ocean. Fuck all those people.
Well, that
You did this.
That went against our positive conclusion we're trying to wrap up here. All right, so there it is. The disgusting tale of Karla Homolka and
man.
Paul Bernardo. As
Right.
we talk about all the time, be careful who you are in relationships with. Be careful who you follow. Just be careful of the people that are around you. If everyone seems to
But also, you know,
be doing bad things, then you're going to be complicit. And
God, yeah, wow, yeah.
just be careful.
Be careful.
All right. Well, thank you all so much for listening. We have a couple of things we really want to stress to you. So stress it. As Henry mentioned during the show, North Carolina, we are coming to you. We are going to be in Durham and Raleigh, and I can't wait to be there. And it's going to be super fun. So get those tickets.
Yas.
And we also don't forget about our weed line. Check out all the vapes. We got to move them vapes. Put them in your lungs, put them in your brain. It's really tasty. I love our vapes.
Yeah, they're very tasty.
And don't forget Spring Hill Jack coffee.
You gotta get that Mothman blend. You gotta put it in your fucking guts, and you can shit your pants. The Velvet Underground series is going great for no dogs.
Thank you. Yes, indeed.
Listen to all of the other we have all these other shows.
We
man.
have great shows.
Got all
Spawn,
the
Top
fucking
Hat,
pumping them out.
Dune has another one.
Yeah, get check
Whiz
our
Brew.
review.
You guys know.
You know all the
And
fucking
again,
shit.
we cannot wait to be wide in February. So right now, go to Spotify, support us, and we'll be everywhere in February.
Including Spotify.
Including Spotify, of course. No, all love still
You
there.
can't fucking escape us.
All right. Well, you can.
You can't.
You actually have to actively seek us out.
Fucking effort.
You can definitely escape us.
Yeah, I guess that
It's
is
the
true.
opposite of what they can do. Most people actually do escape us.
Yeah.
Pretty difficult to get a following over the past decade. All right, everyone. Well, thank you so much. Also, we did this show for a decade. Karla, the Homolka. She could have had a podcast, isn't that something?
Yeah, isn't it?
All right. Thank you all so much for listening. Hope you're doing well out there. Hail yourselves.
Hail Satan.
Joaquin.
Magustalations, everybody. Take care of yourselves.
Fucking little girl.
Absolutely. Be safe, okay? And have a good Halloween.
Yeah, you better.
Oh, my goodness. And if you can, give out the big Snickers.
Give out big Snickers.
Give out the
Come
big
on.
candy.
Don't be cheap this fucking
Kids
year.
have been
Come
having a hard
on.
time. They got to go to school with all
Get
this
new
stuff.
vaccines.
Parents are
Give them
fighting
the
each
fucking
other.
bullshit.
Give them a big old candy bar or something. And no weed. Don't drug anything.
Who's giving away weed?
That's a good point.
This show is made possible by listeners like you. Thanks to our ad sponsors, you can support our shows by supporting them. For more shows like the one you just listened to, go to lastpodcastnetwork.com.